Hey everyone, my name is Chris Lambert, and on this channel we talk Kanye West. And today we're talking Kanye's tweets, as he had a handful of tweets today over a variety of topics, and they're interesting, you know? So we're starting with congratulations to the LA Lakers on winning the NBA championship. Kobe's and Gigi's spirit are alive, and I know they're smiling down on us. LeBron, you told us you would win this championship for Kobe, and you didn't let our boy down. Kanye has been a Kobe fan for a long time. And it seems like, even though Kanye grew up in Chicago and was a Bulls fan growing up, he's been out in Los Angeles for a long time as well and got to witness Kobe's greatness over that span from when he first entered the league in the years with Shaq to winning the next handful of championships with Paul Gasol and just Paul Gasol, not Paul, and just the wonder that was Kobe's career. And there is that alignment in terms of like Kobe's drive and the genius he had, not just at basketball, but about life and speaking and motivation and the determination that he went at everything he did that aligned with Kanye. And you had the 2012 Mamba Mentality Kobe System commercials that is so iconic. And then you also may remember the I Feel Like Kobe shirt that Kanye wore in 2016 to Bryant's last game. And just look how happy Kanye is in that photo. God, seeing Kobe's gonna make me tear up. Kanye's just so happy, you know? So you have that going on. And Kanye has seemed to always be, like, the interactions with LeBron haven't always been there. I remember in 2016, LeBron was at the St. Pablo tour. I just remember the Instagram videos of that. But it seems like that LeBron's more so in the Team Drake side of things when it comes to who he not stands, but just aligns with. Like Kanye or LeBron seems to be like good friends with Drake and not have much engagement with Kanye, which is fine. But I like seeing the Kanye LeBron interactions. Just I grew up in Akron, Canton, Ohio. I went to school 15 minutes away from where LeBron went to school. He was 2 grades ahead of me. So when I was in high school as a freshman, he was a junior. And I just remember even in my school, everybody's starting to get really excited about the kid from Akron, right? And when he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated, all these people in my school had the magazine. And I'm sitting there at like 14, 15 being like, psh, he's great at high school basketball, but will he be great in the pros? He'll probably just be, like a good player, but nah. And then he's the greatest. Like, I don't know. I'm a big LeBron fan for that reason. And just seeing a little bit of Kanye LeBron crossover is always cool. And then we have Kanye tweeting about, would love to go on Joe Rogan's podcast live this week. I have my team trying to get your number. Joe, I'm in Calabasas. Let's do this, my friend. Joe's actually in Austin now rather than out in LA. So I don't know if he's wanting Joe to come out to Los Angeles, if he would come down to Austin, in which case he can also, hang out in this room and do a podcast with me. But this is actually, I just made a video detailing this in more detail, the history about this, but Joe first offered Kanye to come onto the podcast in 2018 in December, and it seemed like in January, February of 2019 that it was going to happen, and then just never materialized. The last Joe had really talked about it, from what I saw, was April of 2019. It was just like, I don't know, I'm not trying to rush him, I'm not trying to pressure him, we'll see if it ever happens. But they actually did talk on the phone once. So, like, I don't know, if you have a phone call with somebody and then you're like, I'm trying to get your number. It's like, bro, we talked before. You had my number. How did you lose my number? Maybe Joe changed his number, But then we have Kanye tweeting controversial things that get me demonetized. But Black babies' lives matter, he says. And then continuing that line of conversation that he's brought up many times over the last few months, especially at the South Carolina rally. It was a huge talking point at that rally and continues to be a talking point that's, you can see, gets a lot of conversation and a lot of people want to have that discussion. And then you have Lil Uzi Vert here, which I didn't get the context of this at first, because he's saying, like, Kanye doesn't fuck with me. Like, nah. And I was just like, oh, so he's saying that, like, Kanye doesn't, like, listen to him, doesn't talk with him. But it turns out that it's saying Lil Uzi Vert, like, in the context, this wasn't even the right thing, but it was in the context of like he sells more than what Kanye does. And he even says at the end, like, when I only go single platinum, that's on purpose, you know? I wasn't trying to go double or triple platinum, which is pretty funny. But just kind of saying, like, Kanye's not, like, on my level at this point. Like, he can't fuck with me. Like, he doesn't fuck with me. Like, I sell more than Kanye, which I don't know his numbers. I guess, like, his last two albums have been really popular, but so you have that, and then Kanye's just like, I love Uzi. I be saying the same thing about Steve Jobs. So Kanye gets it, like that motivational aspect. Like Kanye loves Steve Jobs. He looks up to Steve Jobs, but he's trying to kill Steve Jobs, right? He wants to be better than Steve Jobs. It's admiration, but competition at the same time. And you got to have that attitude of I'm the best. Even if you're not at the time, you know that you're going to be. And that's the spirit, like the fuel that's driving you there. So Kanye gets it. I be feeling just like Uzi. And then we have Kanye's campaign commercial, which is a whole thing in and of itself. It's very religious in what he's saying, and saying that they need to bring prayer back, that they need to have like freedom of religion. Though the freedom of religion, I guess that's getting into like a whole other thing of me being pedantic with what he's saying and what it means in the Constitution. But essentially just saying like he wants to feel like faith and religion is a key part of the country, and that it's an important part of the country in order to get the country into the place that he wants it to be. And I think a lot of people feel like America can use some improvements, but we have different opinions on what will get us there. For Kanye, it's getting back to family and religion, and those two things as key factors. And you even see pictures of young Kanye right there with grandparents, and I think with his dad, maybe. And he's just kind of reading off as, I believe somebody said it's Hans Zimmer. Ooh, did it get deleted? Hans Zimmer plays in the background. Oh yeah, he just retweeted it. Okay. We back. And then you have just Matt Bentley getting the retweet from Kanye, as Matt posted just Kanye West candidate for the president of the United States with the mind blown, and Kanye's just like, yeah, I'm gonna retweet that. I am a candidate for the president of the United States. So I wonder if the Joe Rogan like podcast is part of like just campaigning and this last push for write-in votes, or to get people to vote for him, as it seems like the presidency is on his mind today, or if it's something for the Donda rollout. We don't really know either way at the moment, but the election is just under a month away, so it's definitely something that's on most of the candidates' minds at this point, you know? And that's it for Kanye tweets. That's all that we got. I did it in under 10 minutes. All right, so let's get to the wrap up. If you're enjoying the channel and you want to support the channel, the easiest way is just liking, subscribing, or commenting, as those things tell YouTube that this is a channel people enjoy, and then they show it to more people. And then we also have our podcast, Watching the Throne, a lyrical analysis of Kanye West. There's two formats. There's the free version where we put out episodes once a week and have one season at a time. And it's currently our College Dropout 2.0 season being uploaded. And you can see Spaceship just dropped. We'll have a new episode, which will be Jesus Walks, dropping tomorrow. And then we also have our Patreon, and that's not the right Patreon. We have our Patreon, which is our whole catalog. Instead of just one album at a time available on Apple and Spotify, you have everything available all at once. And we're going back through the discography for the second time. So late registration, you can see that we're up to crack music. And we're going to be going into Graduation and 808s and Heartbreak and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, all for our second run through the discography. But we have College Dropout, Late Registration, Yay, Kids See Ghosts, and Jesus is King, all available right now. All you can listen for $5 if you want to help us out there. Either way, much appreciated. And until next time, stay wavy and keep it loopy. Cheers.